Today's video is on TechConnect and technician time management. TechConnect was designed for the technician to allow him to become more efficient, to know which vehicles he needs to work on first, and be able to look at the deliverability of hours for the day. And what I'd like to go through is just to show you what an overview of TechConnect. We'll start with, you can see the technician here. There's a drop down. You can have one or multiple technicians. You can see the time in, which is the time clock. So when you time into TechConnect, you're also timing into the AutoRider time clock, but we're also timing into the AutoApps time clock, so we can track 100% of the technician time. So when I clock in for the day, you'll notice that it goes into idle time. And what we want to do here is be able to track 100% of the technician time. And we're going to give him 10 minutes of grace time to go get the keys or bring the vehicle in or get the tools he needs for the job. And then he can move over to and go over to jobs. And then you can see that he's got a waiter here. This is the first, second, third. And so I'm going to go ahead and punch into analyzing the cooling system. You can see, he can see service requests. If there were vehicle notes, you can see that. You've got invoice notes. You've got the billed hours. So I'm going to go ahead and take action. And so that few minutes that he was on idle time, if I click on start, you'll see that this turns yellow. And then when I go back to the front screen, that it's going to move him off idle time and onto that car. So now we've moved that 2 minutes into that analyzing the cooling system, and by seeing the wrench with the yellow, we know he's timed into that vehicle. You can see that his build hours are here and his pending hours are here. You can see on the Toyota that he has 9.08 hours billed, but he only has 1.18 hours remaining. So this allows the technician not only to see based on priority and based on workflow, exactly what needs to be delivered today. And so what we wanted to do is make it really easy. You can see that he's finished 14.10 hours. He's got 10 hours remaining. Then you even have on hold hours. This could be vehicles that you're waiting on an engine job. So by clicking on the box, it brings up any of the hours on hold. And again, if you click on the jobs, you can see that he got a complete frame replacement and control arms and tie rods, but that's on hold, waiting for approval. And so by clicking it off, you can have the technician focus. You can also see what he's finished. So you can see this vehicle is completely finished and it needs to be washed. This one's finished and the customer needs to be called, and then we have one that's finished and you're waiting for approval of additional services and repair. Now, what we also wanted to make it easy to do is look at all the information and documentation about that vehicle. So if you click on the Nissan, you click on the vehicle here, you're going to see it brings up all the service history. You're going to see it brings up what's on the active invoice now. And if you went to service activity, we can see not only what got approved, but what got declined on today's invoices. You also can see saved estimates, previous declines, active estimates. So anything that has to do with this vehicle, you can even see vehicle notes, and you can see all the documentation. And anytime we add a note, you can see that we timestamp it with the technician's name, the date, and the time. So you have great accessibility to all the information that was documented about this particular vehicle. So again, back to vehicle summary, and also we can track anything that service due. And so this is just clicking on the vehicle and you can see all the information about the vehicle, the priority and workflow. By clicking on the priority workflow box, you can see if there's a waiter, you got 1 through 4 priority. You can mark one finished. Again, it could be finished, but you still need to do a final inspection or wash the vehicle or call the customer. When you click on finished, and then this is interactive with Service Connect for the service advisor, and after the service advisor's called the customer and let him know it's ready to pick up, you could click on ready for pickup, and when you did that update, it would actually update the finished in RWriter. So it's fully interactive with RWriter, so everything is live. So anything you do by updating notes, invoice notes, vehicle notes, repair order notes, it puts it live right into your system right then. Same with marking jobs finished. So if they are finished with a job, let's say he's finished with analyzing the cooling system, and he wanted to make a note onto that vehicle notes. If he just double clicks here, you can see it puts his name, date, and time stamp, and it has a water pump leaking. And also recommends a thermostat. And then by clicking on the update, it updates that into the system, so the service advisor can instantly see that, and now those notes are with that vehicle for the life of the vehicle notes on that vehicle. Invoice notes are notes just for that invoice. You can see the customer states their steam coming from under the hood, so you're able to see any service requests. So everything is on one page. So once he's finished with this job, he would just simply stop that job or mark it finished, and then it would turn green, and then you can see that it would go to idle time. And now he's going to perform the full courtesy inspection. So he simply starts on the courtesy inspection, and it moves those few minutes between idle time and of marking that job finished to clocking into the next job to that job. So we're not having a bunch of idle time that really isn't idle time. So what we're really trying to track is 100% of that technician's time and what we call vehicle time. And so it lets you see now he's got 0.4 pending hours left on that. He can let the supervisor know that he's finished with the inspection and that the service advisor needs to estimate that. So he simply updates that it needs to be estimated, so the technician knows that he's put some notes on there and that he can just view that very, very quickly inside his system. So once he's done his courtesy inspection, he's going to simply mark that finished, and then he's going to move forward to the next job, and now he's going to go to the number one priority vehicle, and he's got that on the alignment machine, so he's going to be doing alignment. You can also see all the vehicle notes right there at his fingertips, and he just simply clicks on the alignment, and it just starts him on clocking into that job. So we're going to be clocking into jobs. So again, the wrench shows you where he's clocked into, what vehicles clocked into. Hours show you what was billed out on that vehicle and what's pending. You'll notice on parts, you can see parts here, and you can see you got 2 of 4 available. So by just clicking on the parts, the technician knows the 2 axle assemblies haven't arrived yet on that vehicle. So it makes it very, very easy for the technician to see all the things he needs to do to make him more productive. So he's able again to click on the vehicle and see vehicle history. He's able to look at priority and workflow. He's able to see how many jobs and how many hours are left on a particular vehicle, and he's able to see parts availability. He can look again. You can see by marking it finished, it moved the pending hours down and updated the finished hours. You can see if you have a vehicle that's supposed to be here for an appointment, you can see that vehicle, and again, the vehicle's on hold by clicking on the box. So the box, the finish, if you want to take the finish away, you just unclick the check mark, and then the finished jobs will appear and disappear there. So with that, the technician can also go to his reports, and by doing this, he's able to see 2 weeks at a glance of his hours. He's able to see reports. In this case, we're going to look at finished jobs detail report, and what the technician is able to see is every job that he has marked finished, because when he marks that finish, it updates the finish date to today's date. So that's what you're seeing here. You can see how many hours he has billed out or marked finished, and you can see the vehicle time, so the vehicle touch time on that vehicle, and then how efficient the technician was on completing that work against that vehicle based on billed hours. And so you can see the reports are clean, easy to read, and what happens here, because the technicians are able to see their hours, they're able to see what's coming up, they're focused on the vehicles they need to deliver today. We're seeing productivity naturally increase because of the productivity. They know exactly what they need to work on, what jobs they need to do, and we're only displaying the jobs that have been sold to them. And so this is what makes the technician so much more efficient. We're also going to be tracking that if he's cleaning the shop, or if he's going to go to a shop meeting, and if he goes to the shop meeting, it simply clocks him off of the vehicle he's working on and moves him over to the shop meeting. So again, we're tracking 100% of the technician's time, and by looking at that, if we just brought up a time clock report, it lets you see when the technician punched in. It lets you see each vehicle that he's working on, how many billed hours were against that, how much time he had into each vehicle, and you can see the ones he has in progress. And you're able to see the actual time that he was there at the shop, the vehicle touch time, E-time, and how productive the shop was and the technician was. So now you have an accurate measurement of shop productivity, and then also an accurate measurement of technician efficiency. And then when he's, let's say he leaves for the shop meeting and he's going to go to lunch, he's simply going to punch out for lunch, and then he's going to punch out. And then so we're now tracking 100% of the technician time, and we've given the technician a tool for you as a business to go paperless, and also to have the shop more productive and the technician more efficient.